So everybody, just to let you know, we're going to have a 20-minute teaching. Then I'm going to teach you all a quick technique to help you, something that you can all do yourself, and all the instructions are in the slides. So don't worry about having to make notes and worry you maybe missed one or two things, because you're going to get it all and you can go back and it's step by step showing you what to do. That process is really cool. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to have 20 minutes of Q&A. So get your questions in. And then we are going to, I'll tell you a little bit about an incredible offer that I'm going to offer all you beautiful people to join my healing circle. And that'll take 2 seconds. And then again, I'll email you all that information afterwards. And then we are going to do the most incredible healing. So we're going to be together for about an hour, hour and 15. I'm going to try and stick to time because my team keeps shouting at me saying I always go over time. So, right. Well, I hope that sounds good. And I hope you're all excited. Oh, that's why I started the recording early. It's menopause. I keep forgetting things. So once you've got the recording, the healing section is the last 15 minutes, okay? So in the email that you receive after tonight, Tessa will make a note in the email and say, right, the healing starts at 59 minutes. What that means is you can take the recording, download it onto your computer, and then fast track to the healing. Because when we do energy healing, and what happens when we have a group, we've got 25 of us in a group, it means we are amplifying the intensity of our healing, because we're bringing more light to the situation. Now, we've been on this call literally for 6 minutes, and some of you might already be feeling slightly warmer than you were a few minutes ago. Some of you might even have a little bit of tingling happening in the palms of your hands. Now, this is happening. Why? Because I'm channeling volumes of energy, and I'm literally infusing it into this transmission, which will reach each and every single one of you. So you are receiving. So yes, I'm going to be doing a lot of chat for the next 20 minutes, but do not underestimate what is happening on this call. If your head is in the way, don't worry, we're going to learn today about how to let that noise go. So just open up to the possibility that anything could happen in the next hour while we're all here together, okay? Even if you're not sure, just give it a shot, all right? So having said that, and that's what I mean with the healing. You can go and do the healing over and over again. It is like a radio station. It's up there. You can always tune into it. The healing energies that I'm using tonight are celestial colors, and they will always be in the transmission for you to receive. So please, I just wanted to make that perfectly clear, because after last month's one or two people asked me a question or two about that. So I thought, let me make it crystal clear. Okay, Tessa, how are you doing with letting everybody in? Is it happening?
Yes, it's all good.
Okay, so I can just ignore that now, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, cool. And can everybody see my slides? Should I make them slightly bigger?
You should press present.
Okay, that's what I was asking. Yeah, cool. Awesome, guys. Okay, so let us begin. Right, so today is about moving from being trapped to freedom. And letting go is literally what takes us from that stuck, trapped feeling that we experience when we are disconnected, living on the planet, to actually being free and in flow. And this beautiful quote from Michael E. Gerber says, we can only change our lives and create a world of our own if we first understand how it is constructed, how it works, and the rules of the game. Now, we are living on a planet that has some very, very clear rules and regulations, and they're basically these 7 universal laws govern everything. And when we understand the nature of the universe that we are living in, it really does support the confidence that we build within ourselves around this whole process of accepting and letting go. And when we have the courage to actually love ourselves and to accept life as it is, this is the secret to actually finding it easier to release and let go things that are no longer serving us. So understanding how we get to be stuck and trapped in the process of life, what happens and how we find ourselves in situations that just really are uncomfortable and painful, actually, it's because we need to understand how our conscious brain sets about our expectations, which builds our blockages, keeps us stuck, gets us to make poor choices, and keeps us stuck in fear. And if you look here on the, I think my right, what Eckhart Tolle teaches is accept and then act. And today, in the 20 minutes that I'm with you here, I want to drive home that whatever presents itself in the moment, whatever happens in the moment, you need to accept it as if you have chosen it, because you've created this reality. You might not get this right now, but hopefully with working with me in time to come, you'll understand that nothing is in your reality right now that you have not actually created. So always work with what is presented. Don't work against it. And these laws of the universal laws will support you in understanding why. And when you work with what is in your current reality, what will happen is things will transform and you literally will create a whole new life for yourself. Okay, so now why doesn't this, okay. Right, guys, sorry, I'm learning how to move the slides. Okay, so what does it actually mean to truly let go? So we all have beliefs or someone or something that we are really battling to hold on to. Everybody has something that they find challenging to let go of. But it is through releasing your expectations of how things should be and accepting things as they are that you can free yourself from what is no longer serving you. So I'm going to repeat that because I need to really get this right now, so you really start understanding why I'm taking you through the following slides after this. We have expectations, all of us. We have a picture of how we think our days, our lives, our work, our friends, our partners, how we should look, how we should be. We have expectations about how this world should be. But the reality is, it's not the way we think it should be. And then we don't know how to accept what is, even like what is, let alone love what is. So it's that accepting that this is the world and this is the way things are that we find that freedom, okay? And it's when we let these things go that no longer serve us, that is only when we can create space in our lives to attract new opportunities and new blessings. So most of us battle, like, why can't I let us go? I hear this in my practice with my clients all the time. Why can't I let this go? It's so difficult. So let me just explain how the brain works. Every single one of us, between the ages of birth and around 8-9 years old, we were in a hypnotic state. And our brains, the subconscious mind, you'll see here where I'm moving my arrow, 80% of your brain. That brain just downloaded programs. You had no ability at that age to think or to know what was right and wrong. You had no cognitive thinking, processing. So you just downloaded it as a program, pretty much like you download programs in your computer, Word, Microsoft this, Microsoft that, and in it goes, boy. And that's the programs that you can work with. And this is pretty much how your brain works. Your conscious mind, which is this little tiny 10% of your mind, is actually called the self-conscious mind, because this brain here is the one that actually is telling you what to do. It's the little noise in your head. It's that little false ego. And that conscious mind is only working with information that the subconscious mind is feeding it. And it's only a small percentage of all the information that the subconscious mind has. And that is what is governing your life. A mere 10% of the information that is actually available to you. And that information has been filtered through all the programs that this subconscious mind has been loaded with. And those are the only programs that it has to work with. So you've got to see this brain as a computer, okay? And these programs and all the experiences that you have had up until now go into that subconscious program. So any experience you've had, a bad relationship, a great relationship, whatever. And that is what is determining and influences your responses to the environment. It's influencing your expectations. It's determining basically how you are going to show up and how you are going to react. Now, most of us tend to swing to the negative and we expect the worst. This is part of our programming that we have. And what happens is this negative, repetitive thinking builds what is called an energy blockage. When you think and feel, you actually are creating energy. It's matter. It exists. And it's microscopic, okay? And what happens is over time, these microscopic dots, they vibrate and they pull together and they create shadows, little collections of energy, and they block the flow of light through your toroidal field and through your body. And they can also be called your pain body, because they basically hold the frequency of the emotions and all the stuff that basically is holding you back. And these blockages, and I'll show you in this picture. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Here in this picture where I'm showing you here with this this very uncomfortable toroidal field. These blockages stop the light from flowing to the physical body, the mental body, the emotional body, and it then causes challenges for the person going forward. So an energy block is basically anything that stifles your natural flow of energy in all areas of your life. So you could be creating an energy blockage around, say, grief, but actually it will cause maybe a physical manifestation of irritable bowel syndrome. The point is the energy is just stuck in your system and your body will show weaknesses either mentally or physically or emotionally, depending on where it settles in your field and in your body. So it is important to clear these energy blockages. And the type of energy blockages you get are external or internal. So the external ones, basically, those are things that don't belong to us, guys. So this is like corona. It's like a storm, a hurricane. These are all things that are happening externally in the environment and we have no control over them, okay? They're going to happen regardless. There's nothing we can do about it. But we can choose how we want to respond to all of these external elements. So for example, how did we choose to respond to corona last year? These are questions we need to start asking ourselves. What are our choices when it comes to our responses? Okay, now that we know that it's the subconscious brain that is creating our expectation and our response, but we actually can make a choice around whether we want to allow the brain to make that our automated response. So we're going to get into that a little bit later. Internal blocks are things like from your childhood, traumas, all experiences in life that you've had. It could be cultural, different cultural beliefs, your parents, institutions, schooling. These are all influences that have come into your life while you were growing up, okay? You're very susceptible to subjection when you're in your formative years, but obviously during life you have experiences and the brain obviously has that as a program as well. But the internal stuff, this is where we can use the universal laws, and they are transmutable. There are 4 of them that we can use to literally transform our lives, okay? And it's the internal stuff that we can have full control over when we know how. And this is the stuff that's happening inside our bodies, the feeling inside our bodies, and the thinking, the level of thinking that we are experiencing. And it's so exciting because, guys, this is where the magic is happening. And I'm seeing it happening with my clients every single day. So I get so super excited to be sharing this with all of you. So let's quickly carry on and get through this, what energy blocks are. Basically, you get mental ones and emotional ones. And the reason why I want to discern them, show that they're different, is because right now you're sitting with, all of you are thinking, what are my blockages? What are my things that I want to let go of? And basically, a mental block is something that is keeping you stuck in your head. So you're disconnected from your heart space and your heart space and your spirit, right? You literally are in that like hamster wheel. You go through hours just thinking, analyzing, stressing, and that mental block will bring you, you'll procrastinate. You won't be able to get on with what you should be doing. You won't be able to get out of your head. So you'll stay stuck there, okay? Now that is a mental block. Some of them can be quite serious because they can lead to mental illness if they are left unchecked, but that incessant noise in your head and not being able to switch it off and that controlling your life, that is definitely a mental block. Emotional blocks are barriers that emotionally you are over emotional, you weep all the time, or you get angry all the time, and it's your emotions that are literally stopping you from being able to make good decisions for yourself, good choices for yourself. These emotional barriers will keep you like stuck, in a sense, like you just will feel flat. You won't want to do anything. You'll be overreactive to certain triggers, and you'll definitely have repetitive behavior patterns, which will keep you stuck. And emotional blocks will tend to also be around relationships. So you'll keep attracting the same relationship, and the same nonsense will happen to you over and over again. And you'll go, oh, poor me. A lot of pity parties in the emotional blockage section. But we get to choose, guys, because we are the masters of our attitude. As Bruce Lee so famously said, are you going to let the obstacles in your life be stumbling blocks or stepping stones? So that is what we are choosing today, because you're all on this call. So it all means you've had enough of what is holding you back. And that's what makes me super excited, because there is so much support out there to help you guys actually learn how to move from the fear and being trapped and stuck and holding on to all these things that aren't working for you, to actually learning how to choose to love yourself, to accept, and to let go. So you actually go to freedom, you go back into flow. So this is why it's so important to really learn how to do this. It's not easy, I'll be honest. It does take a bit of support and a bit of discipline, and you'll get it right a couple of times and then it'll happen again and you won't get it right. But the point is, you set your intention that you're not going to be a victim. You're not going to stay stuck for the rest of your life, that you're going to start doing something about it, because it's the beginning of a journey when you choose yourself, when you choose to love yourself, to come home to yourself, to actually literally choose living, choosing love, choosing happiness, okay? Because at the end of the day, as Buddha so beautifully puts it, guys, really, what really matters? What really matters at the end and the last day of your life? It really is simply about how much you have loved and how much you've allowed yourself to be loved, and how gently you have lived in harmony with nature, with people, with all things, and how gracefully you just let go of things that were not meant for you. You just spent your life in flow. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that something that you would love for yourself? I sure want that for me. So it gets back to the nitty-gritty. How do we do this? It's always the big question. So first, let me explain to you that there are 5 stages to the whole process of letting go. It's very similar to the process of grief. Now, not all of you are going to, in every situation, go through all these processes, but pretty much you will go through 1 or 2 until you get to acceptance. So it could be denial, anger, bargaining, depression. And as you are thinking about the one thing right now that you are wanting to let go of, you'll recognize 1 or 2 of these that you've been battling with and stuck in, okay? But it is the acceptance of what is happening right now that is the key element to getting to the point of being able to let whatever it is you want go. And it's the not attaching. And this is what meditation teaches us: not to attach to your thoughts, not to attach to the outcome. Okay, because it's not just saying, okay, I'm going to let it go. You actually you have to get to that point where you're not attached to the outcome. You just let it go because you've accepted it and you love what is. And this takes courage, guys. It takes courage, because sometimes it's much harder to let go than it is to hang on. We get very used to being stuck. We can spend years in the same noise and the same repetitive behavior, and it almost becomes our comfort blanket. It's the story that we know, and it's a story that, even though it's horrible, actually we feel quite safe in it because we know the script, we know the lines, we know what's going to happen, we know the outcome. And it can be more frightening to not know what is out there, what potential we have. And some people are more afraid of success. They're more afraid of being their authentic selves. They're more afraid of living successfully and being true, authentic beings and being a divine expression of unconditional love. And that's what it is, guys. That is what is the beginning of how we start the process of letting go. It's self-love. It's a love that moves into our hearts, and it's a love for ourselves. Whoops, sorry. There we go. A love for ourselves. It's the beginning of self-love that we then start healing these internal fears, these internal blockages. We need to dissolve the energy blockages that are blocked in our system. And that is like what Eckhart Tolle calls it, the pain body. All these blockages form our pain body, and we all have one. You can't see it, but we have an internal one and we have an external one in our field. It's like a shadow. It's inside and around us, and these shadows are stopping the light. And it's by starting to love ourselves and to place our attention and to use the universal laws, the energy laws around how we can release and let go of those energy blockages so that we can get over the obstacles that are holding us back, so we can start putting our best interests for ourselves first. It starts with us. It starts with saying yes to us so that we can start saying no to unhealthy things, unhealthy relationships, unhealthy ways of being. So it does involve a little bit of taking responsibility. And it does mean we need to get our heads around the fact that we are creating our reality. We are doing it, nobody else. And by choosing to be kind and loving to ourselves, we start the process of letting go all that is no longer serving us and what is not serving the greater good of all. Because guys, we are all here with a purpose, and our purpose is to be in service. Okay, and we can't be in service. We can't hold unconditional love for all and accept all as is and know that life is, and trust life, if we don't even love ourselves. Because it's trust, and it's trusting ourselves, our intuition, trusting life, trusting the process that frees us from being trapped. Okay, and it takes courage to take that first step. So I'm going to explain these universal laws, because when you understand them, it frees you from the fear, because you know that these laws are there. They're not going to not be there. So you can stop worrying, because these laws have been governing our universe, our planet, for eons, okay? And they're going to carry on being there for long after we are gone. So we don't have to try and control everything. We can let go. We really can let go of that need to control everything, because we have the power within us to determine our reality. So now let me explain these awesome laws, okay? When I discovered this, I was like a child with a whole bag of sweets, because it just made such sense to me, because there I was, suddenly given simple solutions to all these challenges that I was trying to figure out for myself. And I realized I did not have to worry about the whole big picture, because these laws are there governing everything, keeping everything as it should be. So let me take you through them. Firstly, there's 7, right? There are 3 immutable laws. And what that means is they're fixed, they cannot be altered, and we cannot transcend them. They have always been in existence, and they always will be in existence. Okay? So your beautiful life that you have, you are here for a moment in time. These laws have been here they're literally, it's infinite. They've been here since the beginning of time and will be here till the end of time. So you can trust them. The first law is the law of mentalism. And what this means is that everything we see and experience in our physical world, so everything that you're touching, the computer you are looking at me and the slides on, the chair you're sitting in, the food that you eat, everything in your physical world has its origin in the invisible world. And another world for the invisible world is the mental world. Okay? Its orientation has come from nothing. Now, I want you to just work with me here. Just keep your minds open, because this can be quite new to a lot of you. It can be quite actually daunting in the beginning. But think of space. Think of the black in space. You've got the stars, but when you look in a night sky, there's a lot of black, right? And if you really look, you can almost feel that black space is moving, that it's not empty. There's something in it, but you can't see it. And it's almost got a presence. It's called black matter, actually, that black space. And that is the creative energy. That is where everything comes from, that black space. That black matter holds everything in it. So all the planets, the stars, are in that black substance. And if you have watched movies or you've spoken to astronauts, they will tell you that when they are out there, up there in the spaceships, when they look out at the stars, it's the blackness that they can sense. There is something, there's presence there. They are in awe of that black matter. So that is the mental world. That is the invisible world. That is where everything has come from. So the saying, as within, as without. Okay? As we believe, so it manifests. So to change the visible, so to change what you're looking at and what you're seeing in front of you, means you have to change the invisible. The all is the mind, and the universe is mental. So everything that you're seeing has come from the mind, and which means the universe is mental. It comes from the mind. Okay, let that just settle. We're going to go on to the next one. The law of correspondence. I love this one. Patterns repeat throughout the universe. From the beginning of time, the first pattern is still continue repeating itself. Okay? On a personal level, what that means is that our reality is a mirror of what is happening inside us at that moment. So what it's saying is that these patterns repeat. So our internal patterns, our internal waves, okay, because we are just actually vibrating waves. We are a vibration. It goes up and it goes down. It goes up and it goes down, all at different speeds, different frequencies. And these waves, when they slow down, they literally, you can see them. When they speed up, you can't see them, okay? So what you are seeing around you is a reflection of the waves, of the patterns inside you, okay? As this other expression, it says, as above, as below. So heaven and earth. They're saying that heaven is a reflection of what's here on earth, as within, as without. There's so many references to this in our language. And hopefully you'll start noticing some of the references in our everyday communication that are talking about these 7 laws. Okay, let's get on to the law of vibration. This one, all of you know, because quantum physics is like the new buzzword. And I love that because it's helping make my life so easy, because my clients now are seeing that science is proving what I've been saying for loads and loads of years. I don't want to age myself. Okay, I'll just, anyway. So as I was saying, the law of vibration, everything in the universe moves and vibrates. Everything, everything, even a solid rock, even concrete, everything is vibrating at one speed or another. Nothing rests ever. Everything you see around you is vibrating at one frequency, and so are you, one frequency or another. So you are vibrating. Every organ in your body is vibrating. Every cell in your body is vibrating. Your heart has the strongest vibration, and it is 100,000 times stronger electrically than your mind, and it's 5,000 times stronger magnetically than your mind. Okay, this is where you are creating from, your heart. It is the strongest vibration, the highest hertz that your body is emanating. As you know, in an atom, If you alter one of the frequencies electrically or magnetically, you alter the atom. I'm bringing this to your awareness now because if everything's moving, your cells are moving, and we can change one of those vibrations because we change our attitude, okay, our thinking, our feeling. If we can change our thinking and feeling, it means we're changing our reality. This is where we know this to be true because of the law of vibration. And we know that everything is vibrating. Okay, so I hope that is some lightning bolts are going on there. But I want to be very clear here. These cannot change. So you will vibrate whether you like it or not. You can't change that. Okay, the patterns will carry on repeating. What's inside you will be reflected outside you. You cannot change that. The fact that you create from the mental, the invisible, to create the physical, that will never change. So knowing that now, when I explain to you the four that you can work with, and this is where it's so exciting, and this is what on my Successful Living program, we spend so much time on these four mutable laws, because this is what we can use to transcend our reality. We can use these laws to literally change how we are, how we feel, how we think, and what reality we create for ourselves. Okay. And I can give you loads and loads of clients of mine that literally within 6 or 7 months, maximum a year, the life they were having when they started with us or with me is not the one that they're having, that they literally have manifested what their vision was. And they've used these laws to do it. Okay, so let's go into them. They really are exciting. The law of polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has a pole. Everything has a pair of opposites. And opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. This is the yin and the yang, okay? It's simply two poles. So as I said to you, as we are vibrating, we are waves, up and down, up and down. You have the crest of the wave, which is, people call it the positive, the good. And then you have the peak, and then you have the downside of the wave, okay? And that is the opposites, the yang, right? The yin and the yang. So you go up and you go down. It's a waveform. Everything is doing that, okay? And depending on the size of the wave, it could be years and years as you are moving up, you get to the peak, and then years and years before you get to the bottom again. But you'll get to the trough, and the trough is the bottom, and you will go up again. It is just the way the law of polarity works, okay? And it also brings you the knowing that the negative is as valuable as the positive. Do never, ever throw away or try and not experience the negative. Because when you're experiencing negative, it means you have the equal opposite as the positive. You can't have the one without the other, which is really cool. So when you're exceedingly unhappy and you're having a really stressful time, you know that at that moment in time, you have the equal opposite, okay? It's just somewhere on the wave. And there are ways that you can bring or shorten the time it takes you to go from one to the other, all right? Every part of life has your negative and your positive. You cannot live without them. So don't even try. Just give up on that. Okay, let that go. If you let nothing else go tonight, guys, just let that go, that you can possibly, that you have to have the perfect. I don't know who brought this into consciousness, that we must have lives with no negative, and negative is bad, and challenges are terrible, that you deserve a perfect, easy, blissful life. It doesn't happen like that. You have the two poles, okay? You're going to have that for the rest of your life. So you may as well accept it and start working with it so you can make it work for you, okay? Let's slide up to the next one. Whoops. Oh, there we go. The law of mentalism. Oh, no, we've done that. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. I don't know how to. No, there we go. Cool. I'm doing it with my fingers. I can't find the arrow. Okay, the law of rhythm. This is also beautiful. And everything flows in and out. Everything has a tide. Everything rises and falls. And what is so beautiful about this beautiful law is that every time you are on the pendulum swing, It has to swing. It manifests everything. So the pendant is always moving, and it might be on the crest of the wave, so it's high, but it will eventually go down to the trough, and it will eventually swing up to another high. And everything, and the measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. It's the rhythm that compensates. And that rhythm, that flow, that ebb, that flow, that is literally the way our whole world moves. Okay, even our bodies, the way our hearts beat, the way the blood, the liquid in our bodies move. The moon has a pull and a push on the liquid in our body, on the tides, on the oceans. So this is a beautiful law, but when we apply it to our lives and our feelings and our experiences, it gives us that, it's a safe feeling, because we know that no matter what we do, and if we do nothing, it will actually still swing into the opposite. But if we work with this law, we can cause the swing to happen in a faster time frame. So this is an awesome law, okay? The law of cause and effect. Every cause has an effect, and every effect has a cause. Nothing, not one, neither one happens without the other, okay? So if you do something, it's going to have effect on the whole, okay? So your thinking is creating energy, and it's affecting the whole. It is rippling out. Your heart, your feeling, okay, which is obviously 10 to 100 times more powerful than the thinking, is having effect. You are creating matter. It is going out there in a wave out into the universe. It's going to have an effect. And just like everything out there in the universe is an effect, it's also having a cause, and that is rippling back into your life, okay? So this is what's happening all around the globe. We are all creating, and all our creation is having cause and effect, okay? Where we can have control and we can transmute this law is we can change our thinking and our feeling, and we can take responsibility for how we show up, how we act, how we respond to what's happening out there. And that is how we serve the greater good of all, because we take responsibility for the effect we are having on the collective. Okay, how cool is that? Okay, you guys didn't realize you're going to have a little bit of pressure applied on you for taking responsibility, and yeah, all that stuff that you've been creating all these years. Hopefully there are a few light bulbs going on where, whoa, actually maybe this is more important, actually loving yourself and actually taking steps to choose how you show up in the world. It's super important, and it all begins with first loving yourself. Because then as you love yourself, you'll find that you will lose judgment, you will lose anger, you will lose all those emotions that just cause so much discomfort and challenge for everybody. And you will find that you will just be this expression of unconditional love, and your life will flow, and you will just be a beacon of light for everyone out there. And it's just, that's how you really show up, being your true essence, your true self, a spirit being. Okay, so the last law, I've just seen the time, I better speed up, guys. Sorry, I just get so passionate about this subject. Okay, so the law of gender is this: gender is in everything. There is nothing on this planet that doesn't have a masculine and a feminine. Everything, okay? So everybody has masculine and feminine within them. And at various times in the body, in your life, you will have more masculine or more feminine. There, and the beauty of this law is that it means that you get to embody and embrace both principles within. What happens is some people have an imbalance in the masculine and feminine, and it causes them challenges in their life. So it is learning to work with your masculine, work with your feminine, find your truth and your resonance around what is, where you come most comfortable in your expression. Are you more masculine? Are you more feminine? But be equally as loving towards the opposite within you. So for example, I'm a more of a feminine being, but I definitely have masculine qualities, and I am super happy with them, because certain times in my life I need to draw on that masculine energy, and it gives, and so it's like embodying both, and learning the winning formula that both bring to your life, and then feeling confident to use both at various times in your life. So for example, some people might feel vulnerable when they go to the feminine, but it's understanding that actually in that feminine vulnerability actually is where you find your greatest strength, believe it or not. So yeah, there are many qualities of both genders that are there to serve us. And when we understand and look deeper into both principles and learn how to be with both and use both in our everyday life, it is super empowering and really helps you to transcend daily experiences when you use these two principles at different times of your day and at different times of your life. So there are the 7 universal laws, and I just love this extract, so I have to quickly say it. The principles of truth are 7. The truth to life lies in these 7 universal laws. It's that simple, guys. And if you know these 7 laws, if you know the truth, and you're understanding that, and you understand them and how they work, you literally possess a magic key. And that magic key, the understanding of the truth of the world that we live in, literally doors will fly open. You have the key to whatever life you want for yourself, whatever you want for yourself. So that is super, I think, exciting. But now I want to bring to your attention this law, the law of attraction. It is not one of the 7 universal laws. This law is like the glue. It basically holds all the laws together. So all those other 7 universal laws are kind of like within the law of attraction. So imagine the law of attraction like basically being literally like being glue, and the other laws are inside, floating inside that glue. So those laws are able to float inside the glue because the glue is all around them. That is the law of attraction. Okay, like energy, guys, attracts like energy. What you're sending out from your hearts is attracting and bringing in that same energy back to you. It boomerangs back. Okay, true story. Sorry, it's not different, but that's what you guys are doing. So you bring into your life things and situations that relate to the nature of your consciousness and subconsciousness, your characteristic thoughts and beliefs. Remember in the beginning, I explained that brain of yours that has downloaded program after program, okay? And your subconscious literally filters through those programs and feeds your self-conscious brain, that little brain, information, which then is like a little Siri, a little voice, a computer voice, okay? Giving you, oh, don't do this, telling you all the things that are negative about you and basically keeps you stuck, okay? That voice that we listen to and keeps us trapped, okay? It's literally false information with a really bad program. Like, for example, I'd ask all of you, would you honestly let Siri on your phones run your life and tell you what to do? No, you wouldn't. And that is why we need to use these laws to master our minds, master that internal voice, that self-conscious mind, those subconscious programs. We need to transcend those programs, okay? We need to really be aware of these thoughts and characteristics that are stuck in that subconscious so that we can transcend them, okay? Because if you understood, which I think you all do by now, that your negative thinking is creating these mental and emotional blockages, which is creating your suffering, obviously we'd want to change this thinking and internal dialogue. I mean, you would be silly not to want to do that. So guys, basically, check in with your minds. You can actually write in the chat right now what is one thing you want to let go of, because we're going to do a quick exercise now and let that thing go. So literally check in with your hearts, check in with your minds. What's holding you back? What are your fears? What is no longer serving you? Start writing it down in your daily journal, okay? What do you worry about? What keeps you up at night? And this is the stuff that you want to start letting go of. You want to start really accepting things, and you want to start working on just releasing the stuff, okay? Because you cannot reach what's in front of you until you let go what's behind you. It's a true story, okay? So this is the question that everybody asks me, Debs, how long is it going to take me to let go? Guys, it literally takes a second, but it takes some time, some of us, some time to master the mind, master that false ego, that little noise, that little ego that just literally controls our internal world, okay? So we need to learn how to get back our control, okay? So we can choose our responses and how we want to feel. And these 7 universal laws are going to hopefully release your fear so you can start trusting life, okay? Trusting the process of what's happening around you. So you can start finding the courage to do the internal process of start falling in love with yourself so that you can learn to let go of all these things so you can start living a successful life, okay? So the Zen thing here, I love it. Besides letting go of all those things that it says, I love this number 10. Guys, humor. It is so important to live with humor. So this little Buddha saying says here, and I love it, have a proper belly laugh at least once a day. At least once a day. Especially if it's about your inability to let go of all or any of the above on the list. Guys, don't take life so seriously, okay? Really, it's a journey. It doesn't matter if you don't get it right today. And if you don't get it right today, just laugh at yourself. It's okay. You'll get it right tomorrow, okay? You'll get it right the next day. I promise you, you will get it right. That's what you're here for, to transcend the ego mind, okay? And to learn to live in your hearts, to live us from your soul place, okay? And that's what it's all about. And that's what I will teach you how to do when you choose to work with me, okay? So now we're going to do an exercise, and I know I'm running late. I'm sure Tess is about to shout at me. Okay, whoops. Okay, guys, so you don't need to look at this anymore. I want everybody just to do this. Just rub your hands, shake around, maybe stand up, sit down, take 2 seconds. I know I've been talking for, gosh, 45 minutes. Sorry, guys, I did go over. And now I would like you to just sit down, close your eyes, okay? Just close your eyes and just become aware of your breathing. This is a beautiful letting go process where we use concentric circles. And this healing, this technique, teaches us to separate your emotional energy from a person or a thing or a situation in order to let go and create space in your life for positive change. So just breathe, just relax, okay? Now, I want you to imagine a circle around you, and you are in the center of the circle. It's a beautiful circle. The circle, it's got a beautiful energy, and you feel really good in the circle. Then I want you to create another circle around that circle, and then another one around that circle. In fact, create 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 circles. They're concentric circles. So you're in the center one, and then they're around your circle, and then the next one's around the next circle, and they move outward. And they get bigger and bigger, obviously, because they're going further and further away from you. And now I want you to visualize the people that you trust most in life. Who are those people? And then invite them to stand in the first circle with you. And it feels good because you have all the people that you love and trust all around you, and they're standing all around you, facing you. And you can just see the love in their eyes, and you feel so safe, and the energy is so beautiful. Then visualize the people that you trust less and put them in the circle around that one. And then put the people that you don't trust at all in maybe another circle, but further away from you. And if they're people that you really don't like and you don't trust at all, put them in the last circle. And you will notice that in your first circle, it's warm and comforting, and you are feeling loved. And as you look out towards the other circles further away, you'll see it gets colder and there's no energy. And in fact, you feel no connection whatsoever with the last circle at all. Now, I want you to picture the person, the thing, or the situation that you're wishing to let go of. Okay? And I want you to picture that. Picture that. And then I want you to place that person, thing, or situation outside the very last circle, so far away you can hardly see it. And I want you to notice that you can no longer feel any connection to that person, that thing, or that situation, because they're so far away. There's so much distance between you, where you feel so loved with these beautiful people around you, and far out there where they are. You have created emotional barrier, distance between you and that. You are detached from it. And there's a sense of relief because there's no attachment to them or it or the situation at all. And in your center circle with all these beautiful people around you, realize that you're feeling like you've got your energy back. You're feeling happy. You're feeling vital. And when you look way down there, there's nothing. There's no connection at all. There is no attachment. There is no draining feeling. It's just peace. There's just nothing. So now where you are in your beautiful circle, notice that the further a circle and whatever's beyond that is just fading because the bright is so light. The light is so bright where you're standing. And it's so beautiful that you can't see beyond the outer circle. You can't see it at all. Gone. You have completely let go of all that is beyond that circle. Now very gently, move your fingers, your feet, rub your thighs, maybe stretch a little bit. And it is now, open your eyes. You'll get the slides for that, so you will be able to do that with anything. And you'll use it for all sorts of things between now and whenever. So let's now, guys, open up time for Q&A. We're going to have, I think, 15 minutes, Tess. Do you have any questions? Guys, type your questions in if you have questions. Put your hand up. Let Tessa know. Come on, be brave. This is where the fun stuff is. Devin, you have a question?
Yeah. So
Okay, unmute yourself.
can you hear me now?
Say that again.
Can you hear me properly?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, cool. So with your original model of like the mind, with your unconscious and your conscious, I was wondering, how does your ego and your intuition tie into your conscious and your unconscious? So like obviously your ego must be mostly conscious, but what about your intuition? Like is that like the patterns of information within your subconscious that like are best
Okay.
for you
Okay,
at that point
got
in
it.
time, or?
Cool. Your intuition is coming from your superconscious mind. So you've got your conscious mind, which is the ego, the identity. It's called self-conscious mind because it makes you feel self-conscious, because the identity that you've created is not real and it's cruel, okay? It is normally tends to go to the negative. Your subconscious mind, which is the big part of the brain, is holding all the programs, okay? Your body, your reptilian brain, which is the unconscious mind, is at the bottom of your brain, 2%, and that runs your heart, your organs, your systems, okay? It's unconscious. Even if you're unconscious, that part of your brain still works. Your field, your toroidal field, which is all around you, that is your superconscious mind. That is where your intuition is. How you get access to that dimension is by mastering your identity, your conscious mind. So you are able to slow your brain waves from alpha brain waves, which is where you're in the brain, busy, busy, busy thinking, left brain, to theta brain waves, where you're in the subconscious mind, where you're able to access those programs, but you're able to move into the fourth dimension, which is basically your superconscious mind. That's like in a meditative state, okay, that feeling, which is kind of where you were at when you guys were all downloading the programs when you were children, okay, throughout your life, your other experiences, but when you downloaded the original programs, okay, which your identity started creating, your brain started creating an identity on those initial programs, okay, when you were 5, it started creating what you as a 5-year-old were. So your intuition comes from accessing the subconscious, aspects of the subconscious. The right-hand side of the brain gives you that you're tapping into the creative side, okay? And that's where your intuition. So your intuition is you reading. So I'm an intuitive life coach, an intuitive healer, because I work in the field. So my field, my toroidal field now, Devin, when we work together, I tap into your field and the collective field, and I am downloading through my body the information that is all coming at me. It's 400 billion bits of information a split second. That information comes in through my solar plexus, through my heart, and through a whole system of muscles, and that gets then sent through the heart to the brain. That's why I always talk about congruence between the brain and the heart, because it's this flow of information that we need to keep open. But the subconscious brain then filters all that information that has come through from the field, okay? It then processes it through all those programs, okay, that are there. It's going through all those programs, taking all this new information, it's filtering it all through. It then sends 2,000 bits of information, 2,000 only, based on all those programs to the conscious mind. So your identity is running your life based on 2,000 bits of information, which is the bits of information that was left over from all the processing. And that is what we're allowing to run our minds, run our lives, okay? The subconscious brain then takes the rest of the information and it assimilates and decides how it should respond. And it then sends that through to the body as a feeling. Okay. Does that answer the question?
Right.
But how, yeah.
So like basically like one of the reasons that we need to like decondition from our past traumas and whatnot is so that we can stop filtering the information, flow of information incorrectly, so we can actually properly access our intuition.
Yeah. So what's happening is your previous traumas, as information comes in, has been filtered through every experience you've had before. And then you get your 2,000 bits, and then that's what you're making your decisions on. You're using this to make your choices and to create your life from.
Right.
Yeah. And your intuition is basically, so when you're in a meditative state, you get intuition. You're tapping into that state. When you are creative, drawing, doing something you love, you suddenly will get a download. That's your intuition, because you're in the flow. You're completely connected and you're listening with your whole body, not your mind.
Right.
Okay.
Wait, so is flow like almost like when the programs aren't filtering through the information?
Yeah. You're coming from your heart. You literally are in flow with life. So as something comes up, it doesn't trigger you. You observe it. You then choose how you want to respond to it.
There's quite a few questions coming in, so you're gonna have to keep.
Okay, cool. Okay, sorry. Thanks, Tess.
Keep your answers short and sweet. Thanks. The next question is from Vera. How do you navigate goal setting and letting go of attachment of their accomplishment? Vera, you can unmute yourself and just confirm if this is letting go attachment of someone else's accomplishment, please.
No, of your own. So of your own goals and accomplishing of your own goals.
So is it your attachment because you haven't achieved what you want to have achieved, or overachieved and now you don't know how to deal with your success?
The first part, you haven't achieved what you want.
Okay, so basically somewhere along the line, someone has placed in your programming that in order for you to be accepted or valued will be based on your achievement. So the reason you are battling to let go because you haven't achieved what you set out to achieve is basically the fear that now you're not going to be accepted, loved, or whatever the pre-programming is about. We'd have to have a deeper conversation to try and see what those childhood feelings are around why it's so important for you to achieve something. So there's always a motive for why we want to do something. So you would look at, and maybe you even have some awareness as why you really want to achieve and why it's so important for you to achieve certain things. Now, how you let go the attachment to that would be around accepting that at the time you did your best with what resources you had available, and that in that moment it wasn't within your capacity to achieve that particular goal. And right now, if you are spending time churning up about that and holding yourself back from living and being and expressing and experiencing happiness, you're not serving the greater good, because you're not showing up as who you are right now. That was then. It's not where you are right now. Okay. So it's, again, self-love. Like, why are you being so hard on yourself? Why are you judging yourself? Why are you beating yourself up? Why don't you know? So if you loved yourself, you would be kind and you'd say you did your best. Was it great? No. So you didn't get whatever it is you wanted, but is it the end of the world? No, it's not the end of the world. So set a new goal. And sometimes you also set goals that are actually we are reaching for a goal that actually isn't attainable. So some people do that just to set themselves up for failure. Okay. So does that help a bit, Vera?
Yes, thank you.
Pleasure. Cool. Next one, Tess.
Okay, I'm just trying to see if this next person has actually left. Oh no, they're still on. Okay, cool. The next question from Barana is, what if you live with the person you need to let go of?
Okay, well, you move out. So when you're living with someone that the relationship is not healthy, and for some reason you can't actually leave right now, again, it goes back to working on yourself, actually looking at and using them as a mirror and saying, okay, well, this person is triggering this result or this feeling inside me. So how can so that I obviously need healing there, because, you know, it's pointless throwing out somebody out of your life and then you just go and meet another person who does exactly the same thing to you. So I always say to my ladies and gentlemen that come to me that, you know, they're over their relationships. They want to leave whoever they're married to or in a relationship with. And I said, oh, well, before you do that, get to a place where you are not angry. Get to a place where those triggers are not having such a hard, painful reaction in your body. So it's, again, getting back to learning to love yourself, finding out what you want for yourself, learning some tools on how to treat yourself and how to handle like boundaries and how to deal with that person, so that you get to a place where you can leave that person, make the choice knowing that there's nothing more that you have left to learn from that person, and that you're leaving without anger, bitterness, resentment, and you just see them with compassion for all the challenges that they're obviously going through, and because they can't show up as a person that is what you're looking for. And then you leave almost in peace. So that if you are in a relationship that you can't leave right now, then use it. Take it as a gift and start using, unless you're being beaten up, guys. If someone is hurting you physically, then you have to actually just remove yourself from that. But if it's just a relationship where there are opportunities to grow from the experience, then I would definitely say start that, because in a very short space of time, you'll just get to the point where you go, you know what, you won't fear leaving, as that's where the healing would take place. You'll just one day realize, you know what, this is just no longer good enough for me. And leaving will not be so overwhelming and frightening. It will be the best choice. You'll actually be excited. Does that help? Cool.
Sorry, she's typing. She says, yes, thank you so much. That was very insightful. I have work to do.
Guys, remember the law of opposites, correspondence, okay? Whatever's in your life you've created, and it is mirroring your internal life. So if your relationship is not healthy, it means you are not treating yourself very well. It means you are judging yourself, you are beating yourself up. However that person is treating you, you'll be treating yourself in some degree in the same way. And the healing is to ask yourself the question, where am I treating myself like that? And you might not like it, and it might be quite a shock to you to find out, oh my gosh. And you will notice that all the people that treat you badly, whatever they're doing, you're doing it to yourself on some level. It might just be a little bit, but it will be happening. You will be doing it. Okay, super. Next question, Sidi.
Okay, the next question from Vuela, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, is how do I transfer the knowing in my head to knowing in my heart that will lead me to honor and live that truth, that knowing daily?
Okay. Beautiful question. So many of us have done so many courses, done so many programs, gone to therapy and done all sorts of things, and we all know it up here. But what's happening is it's up here. It needs to drop into the body. And what that means is your soul is not in your heart. You're having a disconnect from the body. I'm not saying all the time, but you're predominantly having a thinking experience of your life, not a feeling experience of your life. So it is literally being aware that you want to breathe into your body. You want to breathe because the soul moves into the body on the breath, okay? And take your soul and get into your heart space. And there's some techniques that we do around reconnecting with the physical body. So you start switching your senses on. So I would say, just for starters, to take moving meditation as something where you practice daily. And what that is you will maybe, when you're making your meal, you will make the meal, but you'll just be feeling the meal, smelling the scents, feeling the textures of the ingredients, mixing them together, blessing your meal, loving this food, gratitude for the food, how your feet feel on the floor while you're making the feel, your body, your heart, what you're hearing. Maybe you're playing music, maybe you're chatting to your child, but you are so with this creation that you're making, and you're taking it into the body. You could go walk in the garden and you can just feel the grass on your feet. You can look at your flowers, the smells. Again, it's ignite your senses, get back into your body, feel. It's the feeling. And what happens is you've thought it and you know it and you know exactly what you need to do, which is awesome, because now once you reignite your body again and you reconnect with your body and you get your soul to be permanently in the heart, well, what happens is the congruence between the mind and the heart and all that information goes straight down to the heart. And then what happens is you're not thinking anymore actually at all. You are just feeling. The information comes in and you just feel your way. Does that help?
Thank you so much. It makes perfect sense. It's mostly about being in the present moment. It's about presence, as I'm understanding you, mindfulness almost.
More presence, yeah. So the mindfulness is around being present in your body. So it's so you are, and if your mind interferes, say, how does that feel? Ask the mind, can you feel this? The mind can't feel. So if you have a question that pops in and you're not sure, is that my soul? Is that my ego? You just ask it a question like, can you feel this? Can you feel? Can you smell the coffee? The mind can't smell the coffee. The mind will stop. It'll be pause, literally. So you just ask it, can you hear that? Because it can't, but the body will go, I can. So you almost land up having this three-way conversation, the soul, the body, and the mind. And what happens is the identity needs to literally become, the brain it doesn't know that the body is feeling and doing all these things. It can only work on the programs that are in the brain. So it isn't able to access everything else, but the body accesses everything, and the body feeds the brain. So if you come through the body and you listen with your whole body, what happens is you're then sending up new information to the subconscious mind, and you're creating new programs for your identity. And your identity calms down and becomes a very nice little person when it's got all these beautiful new programs and it's using those.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure.
That's really awesome.
Pleasure.
Okay, the next question from Alexis. How is manifestation different to expectation?
Oh, okay. Expectation is basically what you have been told as a child that you are entitled to, what your teachers have told you, your parents have told you, what you have been taught to expect out of life, religion, the community, TV, politics, movies, especially Walt Disney. He told us all to expect, us women to expect a knight in shining armor to come galloping on a horse. And all of us little girls expected that. And we found out that actually marriage and everything and living happily ever after in a palace didn't actually really happen. So that was an expectation, not a manifestation. Now, if you want to manifest a man on a horse coming galloping into, whisk you away, you need to start using your body to send out the waves of what this man, I'm using this as an example just for some fun. Manifestation is when you use your intention and your body to make sure that the wave, which is a signal, the feeling is a signal, it has frequency, it has code in it, which goes out into the universe, is of the right vibration of what you want to experience. So if you want to be in love with a prince and live happily ever after, you have to be in the present moment feeling like that. You have to fake it till you make it. So you have to trick your body to run. And in one of my processes that I teach my clients is the happy thought, where you, in the moment where you go to a reaction which is negative and you know is not going to create good things for yourself, you literally go to your happy thought. So you run that vibration. Is a technique we use. So we change how we're feeling in that moment, because we want to shorten how much negative experiences we're sending out. Okay. So as we're putting a bolt, we're going, nope, no more of that. We want to send this out. Okay. So that is manifestation as opposed to expectation. Did I explain that clearly? Yeah. Alexis, does that?
I think she's typing.
Okay, cool.
You literally have 5 minutes to answer the
Okay.
last 2 questions.
Okay, cool. What I can always do, I can, after the healing, come back and just answer the questions if we run out of time. Okay.
Okay, we can just answer this next one and then see. So other one's from Gareth, and yeah, you could answer him privately.
Okay.
Okay, so Gracie's asked, how do you balance negative outside energy while trying to maintain positive energy yourself?
Okay. So negative energy outside you is just dense energy. Okay. The reason why we call it heavy is just because it's heavier. It's heavy energy, and we call it negative because positive energy is lighter, and so it's got the name positive. It's just a name. Okay. It's not bad energy. When you are surrounded by people and experiences and things that are heavy and are weighing you down or have the potential to weigh you down, your choice is to either stay in that space or to remove yourself from that space. So if you're not able to change your vibration and hold your peace and how you are feeling, because it does take a bit of practice around yucky situations, then remove yourself, shift your energy, get back to how you're feeling so that you're running beautiful energy, so you are contained in how you want to feel, and then you can step back into that because you will be feeling a whole lot stronger. I do encourage everybody to bring in protection, which is a blue energy. You don't need to, you can call it Archangel Michael's blue protection if you want, but if you don't believe in angels, you can just know it is a blue frequency that comes down to the earth. If you look at the rainbow, you'll see the blue energy in the rainbow. It is a color, that's the color. It also has healing qualities, and it is one of the things that it does. It protects your field. It's like a buffer, okay? It's like a force field on a spaceship in like Star Wars. So when you bring that in, it goes around your toroidal field, okay, and seals your energy. So when you walk back into negative situations or situations that are tossing you around and making you feel uncomfortable and not happy, use that protection, because it literally does bounce off all that dense energy. It literally bounces off you. It doesn't move into your field. If you do not have protection and you are lighter than somebody else, what will happen is dense energy always moves to where the light energy is. And yes, you will attract some heavy energy and you will feel a little bit weighed down. So all that's happening in an environment where you've got heavy, dense energy and you are positive, lighter energy, that heavier energy will move to where the lighter energy is. And then you go home and you feel, oh, so heavy. And it feels like you weighed it down. Okay. But again, to maintain that inner peace and to maintain your positivity and not get sucked into it, either you run your happy thought and you have some tools in order to manage how you're feeling internally while you're in it, or remove yourself from it. Okay. And go back into it when you're feeling strong. Or just say to everyone, I actually choose to come back when we actually are not speaking or behaving like this. You also can do that. Okay. Tess, love, is that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to answer Gareth's question quickly?
Gareth, can I answer you privately or afterwards? You good with that? Anybody else, if you want to put a question, Tessa can type in my cell number onto the group, and you're welcome. I do WhatsApp. You can WhatsApp me and I will voice note you back the answer to your questions. Okay. And as everyone knows, those of you who are my clients, you're welcome to ask me any question anytime. Okay. That's what I'm here for. And it's my joy to be there of service to you guys and answer your questions so you can start living beautiful, happy lives. Okay, guys, I
Just
think
one side note.
yes.
Devin had a good comment on one of the questions. We don't really have time for him to read it out or explain, but he's just typed it in the chat so everyone can read his comment and thought to that. Oh, he sent it to me directly. I'll just quickly copy and paste it. So thank you so much for sharing that, Devin. Sorry, there's not enough time to discuss it, but thanks for taking the time to type. Okay,
Super,
cool. There's no more questions. Everyone's saying thank you.
Cool.
All your answers made sense. And yeah, I think we can move on to the healing.
Okay, cool. So before we do the healing, guys, I actually forgot to tell you about the program. I've already had, whoops, what's going on here? Just give me 1 second. Oh dear. What have I done? Okay, cool. Let me go back here. Sorry, I completely forgot. I don't want you to think you're not going to get your special. Okay, basically it is a program that I run. We've got, it's called the Successful Living Program. Basically, I'm going to just be very quick. It's teaching, mentoring, meditation, and healing. It's a group, minimum 6, maximum 8 people. We meet once a month. I have a USA group. I've got a UK group that's being busy put together. We've got 2 Cape Town groups. There are incredible experiences. We work together for a year. We meet once a month for 2 hours. I'm going to email you all this so you can see all the different things that you get. But basically, it is personal mentoring with me. And we literally embody the tools so that every month you are held accountable for implementing the teachings into your daily life. So, because what happens is you learn all this amazing stuff and you get all gung-ho and you go, yeah, boy, I'm going to go do this. And 3 weeks later, you actually fall off the wagon. And we all know that most of us don't actually follow through. So I've created this as a support and a support group and a way of keeping you accountable. And obviously my clients have access to me through my phone. And so you are able to reach out to me during the month if something is troubling you. And then obviously we prepare for the group. And then on the group, we obviously have a mentoring with everybody. So there's collective learning. And because you're working with a group, and then more of you, the healing and the learning is accelerated. It is so powerful. So I will send you all of that. But the offer that I'm offering for everyone who joined this call is 30% It's just for 6 people because we want to start a new group. So the first 6 people, obviously if 8 of you want to join, I will give it to the first 8. And so there, that's the discounted price. There are payment options, so that is cool. If you're not sure about it, you want to find out more about it, you're welcome to book a call with me. Tessa will email you guys the link. You just click on the link and you book a Zoom call, and we'll have a little chat and we can find out if it's the right fit for you, or maybe you want to work with me privately. I can tell you all the options that are available to you. And that's it, okay, guys. I just wanted to share that because I didn't want you to think that I wasn't offering you that special. I am 30% off. Okay, cool. Now we're going to do the healing, guys. This is one of my favorite healings, my letting go healing. If you've got some water, please have a sip. Oh yeah, have a stretch. I'm going to wriggle a little bit. I want you to all start settling down. Close your eyes and start being aware of your breathing. This healing is about letting go the need to control through your heart, mind, and body, and allowing your spirit, your soul, to become your guide. We're all stuck on our stories, our personalities, our egos. We all think we're defined by our story. But in true essence, we are divine energy beings living inside a human body. And the truth of the matter is that we are unconditional love. We do not actually have a self. And we would love to now let go the need to allow the mind to control and define our lives. So just relax your bodies. Just relax. Just allow your breathing to settle. Breathe gently. Just listen to my voice. And if you get to a time and a place where you can't hear me no more, that's fine. Just keep your peace. I will bring you back at the end of the meditation. Start relaxing your body. Start allowing your body to release and let go. Feel the relaxation moving down the front of your face, down the back of your head into your spine. Feel your spine relaxing. Feel your shoulders getting heavy. Feel how your jaw unlocks and your tongue is loose in your mouth. As the relaxation moves down the front of your chest into your belly, down your back into your hips. As the relaxation moves down your legs, down to your feet, so that your whole body is relaxed. Inhale through your nose, down into your lungs. And exhale slowly. Inhale deeply, down to the bottom of your lungs. And exhale slowly. You are so relaxed. What have I done yesterday? Have I lied to somebody? If you have, in your mind and in your heart, try and make amends. Just hold that person in your thought and ask for forgiveness. Have I deceived somebody? If so, try to make amends. Have I hurt somebody either physically or emotionally? If so, try and make amends. Have I taken something that is not mine, either tangible or intangible? If so, try to make amends. Am I spoiling somebody's name, somebody's reputation? If so, try to make amends. Ask for forgiveness. Has somebody lied to me? If so, say to yourself, I take no offense, as I have no self. I forgive. Has somebody deceived me? If so, I take no offense, for I have no self. I forgive. Has somebody hurt me either physically or emotionally? If so, I take no offense, for I have no self. I forgive. Has somebody taken something that belongs to me, either tangible or intangible? If so, I take no offense, for I have no self. I forgive. Has somebody spoilt my name or my reputation? If so, I take no offense, for I have no self. May I truly try to make amends. May I truly take no offense. May I truly forgive. May I truly have no self. Now I'm going to send healing energy. I'm going to send 4 vibrations. Just sit quietly. Just keep your hearts open and just be open to receiving this deep healing, to heal the identity, the ego, to let it go. The first 2 vibrations are coming in through your crown chakra. The first vibration is one of peace and calm. It will wash through your body, right down through your whole body, down through to your feet and out your feet. Allow it, accept it, welcome it. The second vibration is for immunities. Let it wash through you. The third vibration is about to enter your solar plexus. That is the point just beneath your sternum. And this is to dispel your fears and your anxieties. And the fourth vibration is about to enter your heart. And this is for happiness. Invite these vibrations into your body. Welcome them. Welcome this healing energy. Smile on them. Allow them to enter every cell of your being so you can receive deep healing in the whole of you. Now visualize your family. Now let these vibrations reach them. They will literally beam from you to your family, will circle your family, permeate your family, and now command these vibrations to protect them. Now visualize your relatives far and near. And visualize these vibrations reaching them, circling them, embodying them, and command their vibrations to protect them. Now visualize your friends. Keep beaming these vibrations from your body. Let the vibrations reach your friends and command the vibrations to protect them. Now visualize your colleagues. Let the vibrations reach them and command the vibrations to protect them. Keep allowing more and more of these vibrations to pour into your body. The first one down the crown chakra for peace. The second one down your crown chakra for immunities. The third one through your solar plexus for fear and anxiety. And the fourth one through your heart for happiness. Just receive this beautiful energy. Now I want you to visualize those who hurt you, your enemies. Now I want you to let the vibrations beam from your body and reach them. Send these beautiful healing vibrations to your enemies, to the people that have hurt you. Let the vibrations circle them and embody them, and command the vibrations to protect them. Now I'm going to send the fifth vibration down through the center of your crown. I want you to open up and invite this beautiful healing energy into your body. Smile upon this energy, welcome it, and allow this beautiful frequency to nourish your soul. Allow this healing energy to literally infuse into your soul, which is in your heart, so that you can let your soul guide you. Let your soul give you the courage to accept what is, to love what is, and to let go what is no longer serving you, so that you can stay true to your life's purpose. Just enjoy this beautiful frequency pouring into your body, filling up your heart, radiating out through your heart. Now very gently, Move your fingers, move your toes. Bring your hands up to your face, rub your face. Stretch a little bit, move a little bit. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. And here we go. There we go, all you beautiful people. Thank you for being with me this evening and giving me the opportunity to share this healing with you. And yeah, thanks guys. Again, I'm sorry I ran over time. It's something I'm working really hard at, trying not to go over, but I get so excited and I do over deliver. That's one of my things. So guys, any questions, you're welcome to send me a message. And yeah, until the next time we meet, I look forward to connecting with you again. So thank you, everybody. Bye for now. Cheers, everyone.